Hi, my name's Tony and this is my partner Stephen. In our previous build video, you've seen us reconstructing our entire layout and adding a new bathroom area, complete with a brand new accordion folding door. Join us in this week's video as we advance more in our build and we even get to install our brand new IKEA kitchen. Welcome back to another fan build video in the very uncharacteristically sunny Ireland. We can't believe the weather that we have been having this weekend has been absolutely incredible. We've actually got a stretch where the sun has lasted for 2 weeks, which means we've actually been able to do more on the fan build than what we were able to do in the winter.
So we've done some work off camera. What we've done is we have ran some battens down the walls so that we can secure our cladding too. Now, looks a bit rare in places. That's because we have a metal beam here, so we've had to use a thinner piece, so we've used a bit of plywood and glued and screwed it onto the metal.
So how do you feel about actually being able to progress?
That's brilliant. So it is actually being able to get out and keep working on the van all the time. It's actually so warm that I've just went and got my hair cut, so shout out to Karen. Thank you, Karen, for giving me another lovely haircut. Karen watches our videos, so she does.
Karen's also wanting to pursue fan life for herself, so hopefully we can maybe get her on here one day if she's willing and able, and maybe get her into the world of YouTube and fan life itself.
Putting her on the spot now.
Very much putting her on the spot. Karen, we want to see you on here.
So we're just carrying on now. We have gotten a phone call from the delivery guy to say our IKEA kitchen's on its way in the next hour or so. So I didn't think it was actually going to come till later today, so I was in no rush to get this done, but now it's coming quite early. So now we are in a rush to get this done. So we have to get this cladding up as much as possible, and then we want to try and get it painted a wee bit as well before we put the kitchen in place. So what we're sort of thinking is I might go in and start the kitchen and then leave Tony to do the painting for the cladding so that we can keep things moving as much as possible.
You're looking very buff today over there in that t-shirt. So right now what Stephen's working on is the cladding, but we have wires behind the cladding that we need to use for a plug socket in the kitchen, so we're going to have to put a new wire into the existing wires and run them in. So he's going to outline that process for you.
So the van originally had a socket sort of in this area here, and what we done was, because we removed it and had our bathroom there, I just connected the two wires together so that we could have the socket sort of above the seat like shown in the previous video. So what I'm going to do is we want our socket to be sort of further down on the right and maybe more than one. So I'm going to add an additional loop into that there and splice into the original wires, and then we can move the socket further down in the kitchen where we want it.
New toys, new exciting fan life deliveries. Always a bonus for a build.
It's a really nice space. What's this I get? We got 10 of these. Smells weird, doesn't it? Smell it?
Oh, it does. It smells like something. I don't really know what. Like the inside of a pool or something?
Yeah.
Like a paddling pool? I thought I'd go about sniffing paddling pools. That would be weird and inappropriate. But it does smell like the inside of a paddling pool.
Cut that.
Well, it kind of smells like corn meat.
Corn meat?
No, fake meat.
Oh. It's like it's corn meat. Like sweet corn.
It's really mushroom.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that's what it was.
That's why some people are. I think I'm allergic to it. Whenever I had it, I started itching after it now. Give me a headache.
You've been watching too much of The Last of Us. You'd be thinking you're going to turn into a mushroom zombie. You know, it's an actual thing, cordyceps. So that whole thing's loosely based off of like real things. So it could happen. So for anybody wanting to know how I'm joining these wires, I'm using Wago connectors. Now, I'm not usually a fan of Wago connectors, but we're never going to have more than one plug on at any time. We just need them in convenient locations, and a maximum we'll have 2 plugs on. So using these is fine because there'll not be ever that much draw, but the fear as well is that these latches can come loose and then you get wires arcing across each other. So what I do as an extra step is I actually insulate tape the levers down so that can't happen. So I've got 2 things to cut here first. The first thing I'm going to cut is a sort of packer so that we can bring the wall out to meet the cladding. The one I glued in first I thought was going to be enough, but as we've started putting the cladding in place I've realised there's going to be a bit of a gap and I don't want to pull the cladding in and maybe break it, so we're going to pack that out. And then the second thing we're going to cut is actually the third piece of cladding, and that should go fairly quickly, we're hoping.
That wood glue really is a lot to be desired compared to the...
I don't know what I've done with the good stuff either.
The Gorilla Glue was far better. Look at that.
Oh, God.
Couldn't even ice a bun with that. We getting that in Timu Crocs. It was time to put everything into place, and thankfully the process was quite smooth. We put in brand new cladding to extend the seating area out from the kitchen. This gave a sense of a wider space and a more openness to the van. We also kept the seating area well insulated because we added additional insulation before measuring the space for additional cladding that we'll do down the line.
So our kitchen has just arrived and we are now going to start assembling it. So while I'm assembling this outside in the nice sunlight, tapping up my lovely Irish sunburn, Tony's going to go inside and paint. So I'm putting Tony in the dark shade while I enjoy the sun. So we have 2 out of the 3 units built, but our first unit here has to go over this wheel arch cover. So we have scribed it out and measured a wee bit, and now we're going to probably butcher it with the multi-tool. So wish us luck. So now we have our nice new IKEA kitchen installed over here. We have a nice big drawer, sort of, I have no handles on this yet, but we have some nice cupboards. Nice big cupboard under here, loads of storage. Then we have 3 drawers and a big drawer. Everything's nice and soft closed. So it is. We've got space underneath for running cables and such and ducting. And now that we have this part in place, we are now going to put our sink unit here. So this is our layout for our kitchen now, and it's actually worked out that we have lots more space than we thought we were going to have. Probably actually could have done maybe a bigger kitchen, you know, but the sort of freedom of movement is what we want, the nice openness, even with having units and stuff. So the idea is we're going to put a hob of some sort over here, and then this is going to be our sink. We're going to try and keep it in line with the bathroom so we can only have to run our plumbing on one side. But I think that is. Then we have a nice wee walkway as well. It actually didn't come out as far as I thought it was going to come out either. So yeah, it's worked out quite well. So now we just need to do the countertop. So to keep costs down a wee bit, we wanted to be able to reuse our sink, and also because it is a good size sink, but we didn't want it to be too big for this space. So we've taken it out of the old countertop and we're just having a look here, and I think that is sort of the perfect size, because this unit is only ever going to be used for a sink, and it still gives us plenty of room at the back for a tap.
Fit.
See anything at the back?
Nope. I can't believe that went on. A little bit of that side. So it is a new day, and when we left you last we had installed the kitchen and installed the sink. Well, next thing that we need to do is install the kitchen cabinet handles. We went back and forth a bit about what style of handle that we wanted, and eventually we had bought these round ones. We tried them against the doors and we decided that we didn't actually like the round ones, so we went for these more discreet hexagonal geometric silver handles, what we think is going to fit in well with the sink and all the silver accents around the van. Stephen is currently absolutely knackered because he has had such a busy week.
2 weeks.
Such a busy 2 weeks, and it's sort of taken the bit of a back burner on the build for whenever you're seeing this from where we left off last, but a lot has been happening, and today we're going to get done hopefully what we can, and then we're actually going to do a live stream tonight. So if you're tuning into the live stream tonight, you'll have actually seen this is the morning of. So we need to do some work on this cabinet beside me. We need to adjust the doors and bring them up to height so they all close at the proper level.
So what do we think about sort of about there?
Well, I'm having a debate. I don't know if they'd look better up the top or in the middle.
Well, I don't think the top.
They look a wee bit close together. Yeah, no, maybe in the middle because they're smaller.
So, oops. And then how close together? You don't want them in the middle of the middle, look, do you? Maybe.
Well, we don't want them touching.
Maybe you do want them in the middle of the middle though.
Yeah, middle of the middle.
Now, does that look even? There's no going back after this? Yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
They're not even! Give us an knob and a screw.
Well, no, we'll not order. Getting the handles on the doors couldn't have been easier. We pretty much measured each of them out, drilled the hole, and then fitted them. And pretty much done the same for the entire process. We had lost a lot of time over our week and took a week off at this point. Again, meeting up with our friends Jess and Joe and having a bit of a chill weekend. So being able to get back to work and get these handles on was a big bonus for us. And we think it even actually got us ahead of schedule, what was amazing. The overall process was really, really simple, and we really liked the way that it turned out. And then of course the lovely Irish summer appeared and we had to take another little break.
So what I've done is I have cut down the electric board. I've made it a lot shorter for all that we need. I have reran all the positive and negatives. I've condensed the electrics as much as possible, and then I've also put in the 2 ports for the battery charger. So what I'm going to do now is I've taken away a few bits and pieces that I think we don't need. So we're going to put power back on and just test everything works before we tidy up all the wiring. So what I'm going to do is, we don't need this whole big panel. Like the intercom doesn't work anymore, we've decommissioned it. The 12 volts we won't really be using for here. So I'm going to take the thermostat off for the diesel heater and the air conditioning control off so that I can relocate it somewhere on a panel above the seating area. Oh, this is tight! So, we've lifted the fridge into the van and put it sort of where we think looks about right to give us enough space, you know, to the units and to the bathroom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw around the fridge and then try to very carefully cut out the opening so that the fridge will slot in. So, wish us luck because we do only have one shot at this. We're actually going to put the fridge under the bed, and the reason being for that is essentially under the bed is just a wee bit of wasted space for like the side of it, and we have a big massive garage. So in order to utilise the space better in like the kitchen sort of area, we're going to make the fridge like flush mounted under the bed, and again it's just so we can utilise as much space as possible. So putting the fridge in sort of the garage area will actually help keep it cooler, because the garage area is the coolest part of the van because it's like completely shaded and there's no heating in there. So that means that the compressor won't be run as much, so it'll save us a wee bit of energy and plus help keep the fridge cooler. So I'm gonna give this an attempt at cutting, so wish me luck.
Hello.
So we have the hole cut out and the fridge pushed into position for now. If you're looking at it closely, you can see that there's a bit of a gap around the side of it, but that's okay, because what we're going to do to tidy it up is we're going to frame it. We've got two different ideas of what we were doing it. We're either going to frame it like a picture frame, so with miters, or I was thinking of maybe framing it like the doors, so like a shaker style. So yeah, we've got a couple of ideas that we might do for that, but it will be a lot tidier than what it is now. So we're really happy with the progress that we've made with the van. It's really coming together and it looks so much better and just feels so much better than the previous layout. So make sure that you like, comment and subscribe. Throw in your comments what you think of the layout. Let us know your thoughts and maybe what you would maybe do differently. Give us some ideas.
So stay tuned in next week's video to see more updates with our fan build.
Did you see the IKEA bin system that you can get? It's essentially a slide out bin, so it is. So you can open your cupboard and then slide your bins out. I was thinking that might be an idea for the future. So it is. I know we have that little bin, but I would like to locate something. Unless we just screw it to the side of the sink unit or something. Maybe. Although we don't want Rosie getting into it, so we don't. Because she would, if she thought there was food in it, be straight in there. Be nice, it's all sort of coming together now.
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks so much better than our first attempt, like, doesn't it?
Yeah, a bit more cohesive. I can't wait until the floor is done.
What are we thinking for the floor?
I'm going back and forth between do we do grey. I know we definitely need a light floor because we've got the dark wood, we've got the white, and technically we could put a dark floor in, but I kind of think we should keep the floor light so it's not too dark.
I don't know about grey because there's nothing else in the van that's grey. We've sort of went wood tones.
Yeah, but I think like maybe a grey wood or a grey tile effect.
A light wood wouldn't go, no?
Yeah. We're stuck for ideas, so let us know in the comments down below what colour do you think we should do our floor.